neighborhood threat.
We don't know if we have to worry about weapons in the neighborhood.
4 suspects remain at large after a violent home invasion. Beyond the trauma,
takes courage.
survivors of sexual assaults reclaim their narratives. And eco-friendly goodbye.
Pet families don't have options other than burial or cremation, and so this allows them to have that choice.
A flameless alternative for pets' final farewells.
CTV News with Stefanie Masotti.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on CTV Windsor and AM 800. New details tonight in the investigation of a violent home invasion in East Windsor yesterday morning. Police are now searching for more suspects than initially reported and have a more detailed breakdown of how it all unfolded. CTV's Sanjay Maru joining me with more on this tonight. Sanjay.
Now the subject of a major crimes investigation. Police called to Cora Greenwood in East Windsor shortly before 9:30 Thursday morning. At the time, police were tight-lipped when it comes to details. They did say, however, 2 suspects had been arrested and they were searching for 2 more. However, an update today paints a more serious picture. They now say 6 suspects were involved and 4 are outstanding. Police returning to the home where they now say 5 suspects forced their way inside Thursday morning. A 6th person fled before entering. According to investigators, at least 3 were armed. 2 of them were dressed as police officers. Inside, the suspects allegedly assaulted, threatened, and stole from 3 victims who all sustained non-life-threatening injuries. The news sending shockwaves throughout the neighborhood.
What if they start coming to other doors? Because, you know, you see an officer at your door, you think you should answer it. So that's, you know, a little unnerving.
Police say they believe the incident was targeted and there is no threat to public safety, though 4 of the suspects remain outstanding.
We don't know if we have to worry about weapons in the neighborhood.
The other 2 were arrested Thursday. They are 31-year-old O'Shane Anthony McCarthy and a 16-year-old whose name cannot be released under the Youth Criminal Justice Act. Both are facing several charges, including break-and-enter, forcible confinement, robbery with a weapon, and pointing a firearm.
It's shocking because it is such a nice neighborhood.
But neighbors I spoke with say this investigation marks the latest in a series of cases that have transformed this otherwise quiet neighborhood over the past 2 years, including one that broke out fewer than 12 hours prior to Thursday morning's alleged home invasion. Surveillance video captures a vehicle driving along Cora Greenwood Drive around 11 p.m. Wednesday when suddenly neighbors say the vehicle crashed near the residence where the home invasion happened the next morning, but police have not said whether there is any connection between the 2 incidents. And 2 years earlier, a suspect allegedly posed as a delivery person before pointing a firearm at someone in the same home. Sources tell CTV News the individual involved in that incident has no connection to Thursday's home invasion.
The neighborhood is safe. Once again, this is a targeted incident. Anyone who has information on it, please forward that information. That's very important in the investigation.
And police say items that were stolen in Thursday's home invasion were since recovered in the area. Investigators also say an airsoft pistol and a loaded handgun were found inside the home. Police are now asking anyone with surveillance, dash cam, or doorbell footage between the times of 8:30 and 10:30 in the morning Thursday in the areas of Cora Greenwood Drive, Hong Court, and Whistler Crescent to check their footage and contact Windsor Police or Crime Stoppers if they find anything. Stefanie.
Okay, Sanjay, thank you for those additional details tonight. In other news, a story about courage, the message from a survivor who spoke up and sought help. Windsor police say they received nearly 1,000 calls last year about child abuse and sexual assault, a grim reminder of the reality many face. But organizers of Victims and Survivors of Crime Week say survivors don't have to stay silent. CTV's Bob Belichico joins us now with more on this tonight.
Stefanie, fear of being removed from the home, fear of being judged and not believed, and not wanting to relive a traumatic experience over and over again. Those are some of the reasons why youth have a hard time reaching out to mental health advocates and those who deal with sexual abuse and assault cases. Now, today, a panel got together to discuss and to share some ideas on how stakeholders can help.
Takes courage.
Those are strong words from Lillian Fleuret, who survived a traumatic event and was brave enough to reach out to police for help.
I was like 8, I think, and it's scary because I was in a room, there's cameras, there's a person behind, like, typing out what I was saying. It's a lot to deal with, but I'm glad I could have done it at the end of the day. It's just a lot to go through.
Now a teenager, Fleuret is glad she did. She also feels for a 13-year-old girl that was victimized by a 15-year-old boy, charged Thursday by Windsor police in connection with a child exploitation and sextortion investigation.
The boy threatening her with intimate photos of her, I cannot even begin to imagine how hard that could be.
Fleuret was part of a panel hosted by the Windsor Essex Child Youth Advocacy Centre, focusing on the realities children and youth face when they experience harm, seek help, and move through the system. The support they receive, some feel, takes longer than it should.
Together, we need to highlight this and get better support for children and youth.
Part of the conversation addressed why youth don't use the supports offered by the stakeholders in the room. Some of the answers included too many resources and an unwillingness to continue sharing their traumatic events multiple times. Another reason is the youth feel like a case number and not real people when they are asking for help.
For me, the message was very clear today with our We CYAC partners, in that our youth can't, the realities of what they face today, they can't do it alone. Families can't do it alone, nor can one organization do it alone.
The room heard from Trina Doss, a university student who focused on the digital era and how the older generation doesn't fully understand today's generation.
But it is the world we live in now, so I think the best thing that adults can do is learn to navigate it properly and sort of help teach young people to do the same thing.
Stakeholders like the CMHA say they are thankful for discussions like this and are committed to listening to the issues.
We are all here to support. We are all in this together. And, you know, the message to our youth is arrive anywhere, and the collective is here to support you.
So if you are a victim or a survivor, you can call 911 or reach out to the Windsor Essex Child Youth Advocacy Centre. Now, the point here, Stefanie, is don't be afraid to reach out. And as we saw in the piece, it's all about courage. Back over to you.
Great advice. Okay, Bob Belichico, thank you for this. Meanwhile, a landmark ruling by the Supreme Court of Canada today recognizing intimate partner violence as its own legal basis to sue for civil damages. Here's CTV's Adrian Gobriel on the legal significance and what it means for victims.
I found myself in a very bad predicament.
At 17, Wendy Butler says she thought she'd met her Prince Charming, though for nearly 2 decades, she says she was trapped in an abusive relationship.
I didn't tell anyone because of shame. It took me a long time to leave.
What the mother of 2 says she experienced went beyond physical bruising.
The abuse that I endured, it was physical, emotional, and psychological. And I lost myself.
Today, Canada's highest court ruled in favor of creating a new tort of intimate partner violence. A tort is a legal term for a civil claim that allows a person to seek damages after being harmed.
The law already gave victims the ability to seek redress for physical assault and for sexual assault.
This new tort recognizes that intimate partner violence isn't always physical or sexual.
Coercion and manipulation, humiliation, isolation.
As part of Justice Nicholas Kazirur's 200-page ruling, the case briefing outlines that a victim must show that their partner intentionally engaged in abusive conduct and that the conduct amounted to coercive control when viewed in context.
Today's a big day.
It is a very big day.
For survivors who can now seek justice after years of being controlled, confined, and psychologically harmed.
There have been few, if any, decisions in my 25-year legal career that has been as consequential to the field of gender-based violence as this one today.
If there's someone watching right now who's in a violent relationship, what would your message be to them?
There is hope. There's a chance for new beginnings.
This new legal pathway for survivors will develop and evolve in the courts over the years and decades to come. Many hope it will also drastically decrease intimate partner violence and abuse of all kinds. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Angus, Ontario.
Okay, let's take a break now. The long weekend is here. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joining me now for a first look at the weather from the Weather Center tonight. Good evening, Gary.
Good evening, Stephanie. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're gearing up for a big surge of warm air coming up from the southwestern direction, right, from which it emanates. This cold front is moving well to our east. Some scattered showers, very light, moving through the GTA earlier this afternoon. What lies in behind it is another system, and the front that should bring showers and possible thunderstorms will bring warm temperatures, mid-20s for Saturday through the midday, and then it just gets very interesting. Could see 30 degrees on Victoria Day and on the following Tuesday, the day after. I'll break down what you need to know. Will we be talking about humidex values as well? It's all coming up shortly with my complete report. For now, I'll send it back to you at the desk. Stephanie?
The warmer temperatures arriving just in time for the long weekend. For those who want to beat the heat, Windsor's splash pads are open starting today. From 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily, families can now cool off at spots including Forest Glade, Micmac, and the Ford City splash pads. Most locations have washrooms and all are free to use. Wilson Park, however, remains closed for renovations, but the other sites are ready to go. And Sunday and Monday of this long weekend will have ideal weather conditions to set off fireworks. But are you aware of safety measures to take if setting off fireworks is part of your celebration?
Fireworks can be fun, but they're not without danger. So how do you avoid catastrophic mistakes like this one that occurred on the 4th of July 3 years ago?
We're going to use this to light it with. You apply it to the wick. Takes 3 seconds, and off she goes.
The general manager of K&H Fireworks has some safety tips, including read the label.
On the product, it shows a safety distance on each and every product. If the product will go up 90 feet, I'm going to guess you need to be at least 90 feet away from houses or the people or your family. A lot safer. So if, for example, if it did tip over, they're not going to get hit. You'll just have the scary 3.5 seconds of it running across the grass and exploding.
His number one piece of advice.
You shouldn't drink and detonate. That's number one. Drink after. It's a lot better for everybody.
But there are rules and bylaws that must be followed.
You just cannot let off fireworks anytime you want.
Consumer fireworks displays are only allowed on selected days throughout the year. Before, on, and after Victoria Day, before, on, and after Canada Day throughout July 4th, and on New Year's Eve. Outside of those dates, any backyard fireworks require a permit. Windsor Fire and Rescue adds, be considerate of your neighbor.
You don't want to be doing fireworks. You want at like 2 o'clock in the morning. You don't want to do anything like that. You want to set them right around dusk.
And when the flames are out, don't touch it for the remainder of the night.
Take a hose to everything or put it all in a bucket of water, and it's done.
So here's our question of the day. Do you enjoy fireworks displays? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Yesterday, we asked if you spend time on the water in Windsor, Essex. Out of almost 700 votes, 87% of you say no. The pain at the pumps is getting worse for Canadians as the national average gas prices has climbed over $1.90 per litre. CTV's John Venevali-Rao looks at what it means for drivers.
For those filling up while hauling up extra items to the cottage this weekend, the answer to one question was near universal.
How are you feeling about the gas price this Victoria Day weekend?
Bad. Yeah, it's very expensive.
At this highway gas stop north of Toronto on the way to cottage country, drivers said the high price wasn't keeping them from traveling, but was making the trip a little less enjoyable.
When I looked at it, I thought, yeah, okay, well,
And I said a little prayer that God would bring it down at some point so we could afford it better, but it is what it is.
According to the website Gas Buddy, the national average price is $1.90 compared to $1.39 a year ago, making it 51 cents more compared to last Victoria Day weekend. Some drivers said the trip to and from the cottage was costing them an extra $30 in gas this year.
It hurts and it's not what you want, but it's a necessary evil for us because it is summertime.
In Vancouver, gas remains above $2.20, which some think could become the national average this summer if the blockades of the Strait of Hormuz continue to constrain oil supplies globally.
If the Strait remains closed for another few weeks, there's certainly increasing chances that Canada could take out its previous 2022 record of $2.11 a liter.
And now there is some concern about supplies of motor oil and warning some brands may get harder to come by.
The motor oil sections in many stores across Canada, North America, may wind up having less selection and certainly some products not being available whatsoever.
Meanwhile, gas expert Dan McTigg says if motorists want to save money, they should try to buy their gas after 6 p.m. because in most cities, he says, the price drops a few cents a liter in the evenings. John Benavalli-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
Flex and Gate Lakeshore workers have rejected a tentative contract deal, but for now, a strike isn't happening. Unifor Local 195 says just 49.7% of members voted in favor of the tentative agreement on Friday, meaning the deal failed to pass by 0.3%. The union represents 166 workers at the Patillo Road plant in Lakeshore. Earlier this month, members voted nearly 99% in favor of strike action if needed. Union leadership says wages were the main sticking point in talks as many workers continue feeling the pressure of rising costs. The company tells CTV News it plans to continue negotiations.
Definitely is a very challenging set of bargaining. Everybody knows what's going on due to the since October of 2024. The challenge is mounting up for us here in Canada, especially in pertaining to the part supplier and auto manufacturing in general. So we believe it's much more difficult right now, and at top of our list to ensure that our members get what they deserve in regard to increases, but we need to make sure we are viable to invest and bring business in this community.
Amherstburg's Heritage Committee has put together a list of properties that could soon receive official heritage protection. The committee has ranked 19 sites from highest to lowest priority. The top two are the Boblo Dance Hall and the former General Amherst High School. Under Bill 23, legacy properties must issue a notice of intention to designate by January 1st of 2027, or they could be removed from the Heritage Register and vulnerable to demolition. The next highest priority group includes the Boblo Island Carousel House, Ferry Deck, and Powerhouse. The committee will continue reviewing the list before making recommendations to council at a later date. A massive gun smuggling operation has been shut down. Still ahead on Windsor's News Leader, how criminals were moving weapons across the border into Canada. Later, a new way to say goodbye. Pet Aquamation is changing how we honor our furry friends. A joint investigation between Canadian and American authorities has busted an organized crime ring trafficking guns into Canada. CTV's Joy Melvin has more on the win on both sides of the border.
Authorities in New Hampshire say they've cracked an international gun trafficking ring that smuggled dozens of illegal firearms from the U.S. into Canada through tribal lands that straddle both countries.
If you traffic firearms across borders, or if you help arm criminal organizations, federal law enforcement will find you, investigate you, and prosecute you.
Officials say 5 people have pleaded guilty, 8 others indicted by a federal grand jury, charged with trafficking firearms. If convicted, they could face decades in prison. Court documents say members of the Akwesasne Reservation enlisted people to purchase the firearms through licensed dealers for those prohibited from owning guns legally. These are some of the weapons traced back to suspected members of organized crime.
Several of which were subsequently recovered at various crime scenes to include kidnapping and attempted murder
in Canada.
Last Friday, 3 men, including 2 Canadians, appeared in a New York court charged with gun smuggling after they found a suitcase packed with dozens of rifles and stolen guns. It's long been a problem. Canadian authorities recover about 17,000 to 20,000 crime guns a year, and up to half are smuggled into the country from the United States. The district attorney praised Canadian and U.S. cooperation along with tribal police for taking down this gun smuggling operation. Joy Melvin, CTV News, Washington.
Farmers say this year's planting season could be their most expensive ever. That has to do with the soaring cost of fuel and fertilizer. With more on their preparations, here's CTV's Scott Miller.
Josh Borson is filling his corn planter with fertilizer. With warm, dry weather on the way this weekend, he expects to get a lot of his corn in the ground over the next few days. But every trip around the field this spring will cost him more money than last year.
The price of inputs on the farm has been escalating quite a bit over the last 18 months. But with the Strait of Hormuz shutdown and the war going on in the Middle East, we've definitely seen a sharp increase in our input costs.
23% of the world's ammonia fertilizer has been shut down by the Iran war, while even more oil, the main ingredient in diesel fuel, is stuck in the Strait of Hormuz. Borson says what's happening overseas has doubled the price he pays for diesel fuel and fertilizer, and he's not alone.
From fertilizer prices to diesel, this is probably going to be one of the most expensive crops farmers are planting ever.
Patel estimates it will cost Canadian farmers a record-setting $22.5 billion to plant their crops this spring.
We don't like to always cry foul, I guess, let's say, right, or be complainers about the situation, but farmers are bearing the burden of all this risk, and it's costing us a significantly larger amount of money to plant.
What can be done about it? Patel says removing regulatory barriers to the production of fertilizer, fuel, seed genetics, and other crop protection tools here in Canada would drastically help.
We have local companies that have developed a drought-resistant, type of soybeans, another one that has healthier oil soybean, and the beneficiaries of that have been U.S. farmers just because of the timelines involved.
So if we can improve those policies that allow our end users to build their capacity, that will help us weather these storms.
Borson says he'll do his best to find efficiencies in planting this season, but fertilizer and fuel are two things he can't control the price of and simply has to use to get his seeds in the ground.
The famous line is we buy at retail, sell at wholesale, and pay the freight both ways, right? That's never been more true in 2026.
In Perth County, Scott Miller, CTV News.
A new business in Chatham-Kent is offering pet owners another option when saying goodbye to a beloved animal companion. Forever Aquamation is offering what's known as aquamation or water cremation for pets. CTV's Chris Campbell looks into what it entails.
Look at those eyes. For many families, pets are more than just animals. They're companions and family members. Now, a new business in Chatham is offering what owner Nora Klink describes as a gentler and more eco-friendly aftercare option.
Aquamation is also known as, some people will call it water cremation.
Also known as alkaline hydrolysis, the process uses water and an alkaline solution instead of flames. Klink says the end result is similar to cremation. The skeletal remains are turned into a fine powder.
Currently in our area, the pet families don't have options other than burial or cremation. And so this allows them to have that choice.
Forever Aquamation officially opened April 7th, and Klink believes it's the only pet aquamation service in southwestern Ontario outside of Kitchener-Waterloo.
There seems to be a growing understanding and respect for the end-of-life process for pets because they are our family members.
Well, I think that aquamation has been available for people for a little while now, so I think that the pet industry is just catching up.
At Pet and Wildlife Rescue in Chatham-Kent, Executive Director Miriam Armstrong says having more local options is important for grieving owners.
Finding an option that's eco-friendly is always a big bonus for everybody, and also not everybody likes to picture cremation. I feel like aquamation seems like a softer option.
Once they understand what it is, Yeah, it's an option. It's a choice for the families.
Clink says pricing starts at $345 and goes up depending on the size of the animal and the type of aquamation selected. In Chatham, Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Markets in Toronto and New York were treated today as global oil prices and fears of higher inflation shook the global bond market. In Toronto, the TSX fell 435 points. In New York, the Dow dropped 537, while the NASDAQ lost 410. The Canadian dollar is down 0.14 of a cent. On commodity markets, gold lost more than $123 an ounce, but oil gained more than $4 a barrel. A special bus is collecting more than food. It's collecting hope for those who need it most. Coming up, where it will be this Saturday.
Thank you, Paul and Christine, for this floral image. We're going to talk big surge of warmth coming for the holiday next on CTV News Windsor.
A little breezy out there, but warming up. And Gary, I think it's an exciting day for many families. Hearing word that splash pads, the majority of them across the city of Windsor, are now open.
Some of those splash pads may be in use come Victoria Day. Victoria Day likely to see anywhere from about 29 to 31 degrees Celsius for daytime high, well above seasonal. Obviously, we're looking at temperatures in the low 20s today. That would be seasonal, so a bump by 10 degrees Celsius would be very summer-like we've skipped the rest of this month and even parts of June. Reach a high of 21.2. Our average high on this date is 20.4. Every fraction of a degree counts and is important, obviously. Low on the air quality index is good for quality, so nothing to see there. It's been a windy day, though. We've seen gusts in the 40s. Will still be breezy at least through to about 8-9 p.m. Overnight, the winds start to calm down a bit. Temperatures across much of southern Ontario, seasonal, if not slightly above the seasonal norms. Looking at teens, upper teens to low 20s. So we're in the warm spot now. The prairies have cooled off, so too for the Rockies, BC in particular, the lower mainland. 27 in Thunder Bay, Ontario. Look at that. The hot spot in the country right now. Well above what we're looking at. And the cloudiness that we are seeing right now isn't the front that's bringing us showers. The showers are coming through the morning and potentially early afternoon. So look out for them 10, 10:30, 11 a.m. tomorrow, that being Saturday, and then through to about 1, 2 o'clock. If we do see thunderstorms, I think it will be along the northwestern shores of Lake Erie. So Leamington, Colchester, our friends in Amherstburg may see it, Pelee Island, and of course Kingsville. So we're watching out for that. Windsor, Essex towards Chatham, Kent, lesser amounts of rain and lesser the possibility of seeing thunderstorm activity, but the complete area could see some. 8 o'clock, we're looking at a mixture of sun and cloud, but it's really about the temperatures being mild. 13 degrees at midnight tonight. Take a look at our aftercare style 7-day forecast, calling for 25 tomorrow, so about 4.5 degrees above seasonal, 70% chance of showers and or thunderstorm activity. 23 and cloudy on Sunday, Monday 31, much warmer obviously, 31 on Tuesday, showers possible, even more so on a Wednesday, 25, then 17, 18. Thursday and Friday of next week, seasonably cool a week from now.
Windsor residents are invited to donate to the Stuff a Bus campaign. This Saturday, the Stuff a Bus vehicle is back in LaSalle, now in its third year and in partnership with Zares and Transit Windsor. The annual 6-week drive collects food, clothing, and monetary donations for the UHC hub of opportunities for anyone who relies on essential services. This Saturday, a special transit bus will be parked at Zares on Molden Road, accepting donations from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Last year, nearly 3,000 pounds of food was collected and over $1,600 in donations. Next week, the bus will be at Zares on Manning Road in St. Clair Beach, followed by the Tecumseh Road East location the following week.
So children's snacks are always something that we need. Parents look for snacks for their children, especially with the summertime coming. They won't be attending school, and after the bell rings, some parents don't have money to buy snacks for kids.
Tinnitus affects almost 40% of Canadians every year. It's ringing in the air that can be debilitating and even life-threatening in rare cases. CTV's Pauline Chan has details of a new device just approved by Health Canada that is offering hope and silence.
I first thought that it was my loud refrigerator and didn't realize, in fact, the hissing sound was coming from me, from my ears.
Jim Gray first experienced tinnitus in 2020.
Tinnitus is the perception of sound that is not actually in the environment.
I often couldn't concentrate. It was doing a number on my mental health, and I couldn't sleep at night without taking heavy medication.
It was so bad he feared he might end up taking his own life, like a few severe tinnitus patients he had read about.
I try to manage it through exercise, through diet, through acupuncture, even tried some cognitive therapy, which was helpful, but didn't attack the underlying problem.
Almost 37% of Canadians have experienced tinnitus within the past year.
Audiologist Maria Simone says tinnitus is often connected with hearing loss due to aging or loud environments. And in the absence of sound, the brain becomes hyperactive in certain regions. Last year, Gray traveled to the U.S. to try a new device called the Linear. It pairs sound from headphones with stimulus from a tongue-tip device.
It's completely changed my life. Within 3 days of trying the Linear, my tinnitus had been reduced by 90%.
Bimodal neuromodulation. Now that's a mouthful, but it basically means that bimodal means that we stimulate two senses at once, and neuromodulation means it makes changes in the brain.
CEO Ross O'Neill says the device has just been approved by Health Canada and is already used across Europe and the U.S.
The most important thing is that tinnitus patients get into the care of an ENT or audiologist, and then they can decide what is the most appropriate treatment for them.
Right now it costs several $1,000s, but the manufacturers hope the Linear will soon be covered by insurance. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
I feel ripped off. Clearly it was rolled back.
Odometer fraud is a growing problem. Devices to roll it back are easily bought. Coming up, what car buyers can do to protect themselves. One of the most important factors to determine the value of a used car is how many kilometers are on the odometer. While you hope the number you see is accurate, a new report suggests odometer fraud is on the rise. And as CTV's Pat Foran reports, it's becoming a huge problem for car buyers.
CTV News has done many stories on odometer fraud. Francisco Jardim bought a truck with 187,000 kilometers. Its actual mileage was 455,000.
I feel ripped off.
Dennis Estevez bought a vehicle with 184,000 kilometers. Its true mileage was 320,000.
Clearly it was rolled back.
A new report from Carfax found last year in Canada it flagged more than 20,000 vehicles with rolled back odometers. They suspect the actual number that's been tampered with is much higher. With new technology, it's easy to do.
You can go to Amazon and spend $200 or $300 and buy a tool to plug into your car.
and manipulate the electronic odometer all day long. So that does not protect anyone.
The Ontario Motor Vehicle Industry Council, OMVIC, says its latest report shows more than 2,300 dealers, salespersons, and curbsiders were charged last year, resulting in $1.9 million in fines. About 1,500 cases involved curbsiders, and many of those involved odometer fraud.
They are going to try to make that vehicle look better than it is, and they're going to want to sell it for more.
The good news is that it's not just an odometer that records a vehicle's mileage. Most cars now come with a black box and several electronic modules that also record how far a car has traveled. A mechanic with a scan tool can find the true mileage fairly easily. To avoid rolled back odometers, purchase a used vehicle information package and a Carfax vehicle history report. Check the seller's ID to make sure they're the lawful owner of the car. Ask for service records and have the vehicle checked by your mechanic. While manufacturers could do more to stop odometer scams, Carfax says criminals are never far behind.
As quickly as the OEMs improve their technology, the hackers are figuring it out.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
No, it's not a crop circle. Of course, we're standing in grass, but there is a ring of darker, lush grass encircling us here at Jackson Park. Let's talk about it for this episode of Get Gardening. Sandy McDonald, what are we dealing with? This looks unusual to me.
Yes, it does. Not a crop circle, as you say, but often called a fairy ring. Okay. And so people with their lawns have often asked me about this. I have a circle in my lawn. It started small. It slowly gets bigger and bigger year by year. It's always dark green. It's medium green on the inside, medium green on the outside. Why do I have this? We're probably standing right about where a large tree was at one time. Okay. And underneath, of course, it's decayed away, including all of its roots. But initially, a various type of fungi has developed around the base of the tree or in its roots. And the mycelium, which is a small white thread-like material that some people might have seen, you look underneath a log, a rotting log, you might see this. Right. And year by year, it spreads out and it's feeding on the organic matter that's in the soil. And so eventually it will disappear. But as you can see, this was probably a pretty big tree. It's a pretty wide, dark green circle that we have here. Eventually it'll use up organic matter and sort of peter out. It's not anything harmful. It's not a problem. It's just interesting. It's actually breaking down organic matter. It's supplying more nitrogen to the lawn. And so that's darker green. The inside and the outside are more of a medium green color.
It does kind of stand out, doesn't it?
It does stand out. And some people do not want these dark green circles on their lawn. And landscapers trick. You could actually do a very, very light feeding with your lawn fertilizer. Just feed on the inside and then feed on the outside, and you'll even it out a bit.
We'll see you next week with another interesting segment of Get Gardening.
Canadian hip-hop artist Drake staging an eye-catching display in Toronto to promote the release of Iceman and 2 other albums. A massive 10-minute-long fireworks display lit up the night sky as part of a live stream to promote the Toronto Raptors' latest musical adventure. And using 75 projectors, the CN Tower was lit up in icy blue to visually freeze it. Hundreds of fans had gathered at the base of the tower in anticipation of Drake's latest promotional event.
We want you to see the Black Keys as they ignite the Coliseum stage on their Peaches and Cream Tour October 18th. Enter online at ctvwindsor.ca for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to see the Black Keys at Caesars Windsor, plus a $200 gift card.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar. The Running Factory is proud to present the 2026 Moon in June at the WFCU Center's Colovino Hall in support of We Care for Kids. See you next time on Our Community.
It's time to check in on what's happening now with Kate Otterbein. Now, Kate, you're going to take us back to our earlier story on victims and survivors of crime.
Yes, earlier we talked about a panel of young people who were sharing their thoughts this morning on how best to help someone following a traumatic event. Windsor Police works with many stakeholders in the community through their child abuse and sex assault team. The unit is only a few months old. It has 6 investigators who are trauma-informed and work with victims and collaborators to help get them through the system faster without having to repeat and relive their trauma too many times.
Any time restraints, it makes it longer. Ideally, we want them to tell their story once and start that process right away, and not have those time restraints.
We've got those details and more online at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And Victoria Day is coming up on Monday, and you have more information on store hours in the area.
Yes, so as you know, the province just loosened retail restrictions, allowing stores to open on Family Day and Victoria Day. We have an article live on our website to help you plan ahead for the holiday. The local malls and some grocery stores will be open on Monday, operating on holiday hours. Government offices, the post office, and LCBO locations will be closed. In Windsor, garbage collection won't be affected, but for Chatham-Kent, your curbside pickup will be delayed one day all next week. Check out the full breakdown online. And in our social spotlight tonight, some kids want nothing to do with their new siblings, but looks like this mom got lucky.
Wanna be my friends? Wanna be my friends? Aww, you don't talk to me.
2-year-old Sienna loves her new baby sister, Lila, but she doesn't understand why she won't talk to her. Mom tried to make excuses for why Lila wasn't responding, but Sienna just wasn't buying it. Although Sienna is getting the silent treatment right now, typical sister behavior, I bet these two will be best buds someday.
Yeah, here's hoping. My son didn't even acknowledge that my daughter existed for 2 years. So they're close now, closer at least, but it's cute to see something like that happen.
Adorable, and I love the little voice.
Yes, okay. So how can our viewers submit a video if they have something to send us?
Yes, you can email it to newsnow@bellmedia.ca or text it to 10400.
And that's what's happening. Thank you, Kate. Speed, power, adrenaline. When we return, meet the 20-year-old driver making history in NASCAR Canada. Getting more beautiful out there as the days go on. I did want to chat with you again about tomorrow night. The town of Tecumseh is supposed to hold their fireworks night tomorrow night.
Well, I think the middays when we'll see active weather. Tomorrow night, still cloudy, gray. I think the worst of it's over with, so keep that in mind. It will be a warm and humid day tomorrow. Humid, obviously, whenever it rains, but will linger through the afternoon. 26 tomorrow in Windsor at peak. Will feel like about 30 to 32. Sunday, still cloudy, 23. And then it just, gets a lot warmer. 31 and 31 Monday, sunny. Tuesday, cloudy with a chance of showers. Both days well above seasonal. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, cooling off 25, 17, and then probably another 17, 18. But that 2-day stretch will feel more like end of June into July.
Okay, Gary, our final story is for you tonight. Winning a NASCAR Canada race takes more than just 4 wheels and a big engine. It also comes down to talent. And a young driver from Ottawa has gotten his career off to the fast track. CTV's Peter Sperling has the details.
Start your engines and strap in. This is Ottawa's very own NASCAR Canada racing driver.
Hi, I'm Connor Bell, and this is my race car.
A high-performance, powered, adrenaline-inducing machine.
We sling it around the track at 260 kilometers an hour. We've got 32 cars racing us at a time, and we try and battle it out for the win.
And win he does. The 20-year-old beat everyone else during his first NASCAR Canada start last summer at Calabogie.
It made us only the second person in NASCAR Canada Series history to win on debut, so it was a pretty special event.
He's amped for more.
I do it for the adrenaline, honestly. It's the speed, you know, it always provides that adrenaline rush, and it never gets old.
Speed, that comes from power and skill.
It's pretty crazy. It's a lot of horsepower. There's no traction control or ABS in these things. Quite the ride, and you got to manage that power through all 4 gears.
He got into this from his father.
He's been racing most of his life, and naturally when I was young, I was at the track from I think 2 years old onwards.
But how do you learn to drive this and race? Some start with karting. For Bell,
I've had a little bit of a different path developing as a race car driver. I did most of my development on racing simulators. So that's kind of where I learned all the basics.
Racing is an expensive sport. He says a typical car costs near $200,000. That's where a title sponsor, Diamond Storage, representing the Diamond Foundation, comes in.
We were only able to do this because of our wonderful sponsors.
He's kicking off this season at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park in Bowmanville near Toronto, and enthusiastic about this season.
Really looking forward to putting on a show.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
I know that's a great racetrack, the one near Bowmanville.
Mm-hmm. It is. You know, it's interesting. When I lived in the States, I did go to some racing schools and had some fun in open wheels. Of course, a NASCAR type vehicle in my garage would be a dream come true. Good for this young man. He looks like a bright young star. About to explode in terms of his career. Just got started.
Well, you can have that car. Maybe just get a sponsor like he did, $200,000.
Yes, of course. Mm-hmm.
Hey, never say never. Okay, on behalf of our dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you for watching.
For updates throughout the evening, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca.
Gary and Travis will be back with your only late local newscast tonight at 11.
See you then.